Who remembers what happened last time?
We met the Green Dragon.
You did meet Jean
She was
Long.
kind of surprisingly chill. Not unlike Peanut, the cat.
A real free spirit, I guess you could say.
Nihilistic with a wicked sense of humor.
I don't know if I would call her nihilistic. Maybe?
The ancient green great worm, Jean Long. Perhaps amongst the oldest creatures living in this world. She is a seer, a dreamer, one who, almost similar to Alec Cool, is able to see fate and destiny in her own way. She views it through dreams and visions instead of looking at like a tapestry. But, indeed, as she approached, it seems that she found her way into your dreams, with each of you seeing like different things, essentially. Basically, she was able to watch you. You could sense her in your dreams. She showed you visions of essentially what, like, it was like she was watching, kind of. It felt like she was watching you in your dreams. And, she arrived. Gond Batar, it was like, this is the holy emperor of Stalreich. She's kind of like, I know. You ain't marrying her. That's not what it's supposed to be. That's not what's supposed to happen. She seems destined to follow the visions as she sees them. And so, it was a quick no to him, a quick fuck off, essentially. In slightly more airy and nicer words. And she was surprisingly, considering you, for all the worry about, oh man, is she gonna come in here and kill us? Are we gonna have to fight her? She's pretty chill, for the most part. Seeming to understand that she wasn't meant to fight you. Indeed, it seems that she knows her own death. She's seen her own death, basically impaled on great bony swords, essentially. And seems surprisingly accepting of it. She was more than willing to travel with you as you head towards the capital of the Jinma dynasty, which you said, might want to do, to Shendo. She's fine with that. She will join your crew. She's a bit of a wild card and an unusual thing. She does give you access to her breath attack to be used once per session, which is a powerful breath attack. But it could also potentially hit you as well, because it doesn't differentiate friend from foe.
What's her breath weapon?
Her breath
Green dragon, so it's poison, right?
Is a very powerful. Let me bring up my great.
There's the music.
Great worm. Her breath weapon is a 300-foot cone of poison damage.
Jesus.
Powerful weapon. Powerful weapon indeed.
Cone.
However, you can also get caught in it. That's part of the problem. Interestingly enough, however, being around her has almost like a disconcerting air. She always has this sort of dreamy, airy, lost or head in the clouds appearance. Her eyes sort of slightly glazed, and she seems to look past you whenever you speak to her. She only focuses on you, however briefly, when she turns to talk to you, but even then her glassy eyes seem to be looking beyond into something more than just you. Whether that's your mind, your soul, whether she can see you naked, you don't know. Your crew was detained. This was a way to free them. The other way was to potentially work with the Avalanche, who had infiltrated the basically the horses, the yaks herds that are around the city to try to find out information, because he does not like these people. And indeed, Karakwa, on towards the end of your stay in Yurt Kalesh, you are presented with this option as you seem to find a small buzzing fly that rather furiously sort of butts into you, seeking to to gather your attention in the hopes of perhaps dragging you away to somewhere more secluded and secretive.
I, very inconspicuously yell, "I gotta take a bat shit. I'll be right back." Follow this fly.
All right.
Is this Karakwa playing
Gone.
or Cody?
Where does Karakwa end in Cody?
Sometimes
Yeah.
role playing just becomes real life, and then sometimes real life just becomes role playing.
Jean Long,
I'm just having big
Jean Long follows. She can read your turds like tea leaves. So
Oh no,
Oh,
I'm done.
Jesus.
I don't
I'm out.
like that.
No,
I
put
don't
that one
like
back
that.
in the deck, Colin.
So
The
you know you're
cold-
gonna have to
Intellect
you're gonna have
is
to
better if
lose
you
her.
slurred.
But you're able to sort of dart away. There are many, despite the fact that it is a city largely made of tents, there are still out of the way places, very cramped little spaces between two of these large yurts, well guarded by boxes that seem to contain sort of large, loose tufts of yak's fur, as the avalanche sort of slowly takes form behind it, as he says, I've been doing some reconnaissance, some spying and the like, and
Who's this? I'm sorry.
the avalanche.
It's you're not here.
Look, I've been
Yes,
able to
I'm listening.
find your people, right? They ain't that heavily guarded. We could get them out. We could break them free, and you could be on your way.
I think we've decided on a different path.
He sort of shakes his head and he says, "Oh, I have heard word around the camp about that different pact, and I can tell you one thing: I've lived in the Jinma dynasty and around it a lot longer than you have, lad. A lot longer than you've been alive, even. Probably more than your entire group's been put together, and I can tell you, you cannot trust that thing."
That's when Karakwa looks at him and says, "Bro, I'm a lizard folk. I'm like 4,000 years old.
They actually don't live but like 50 years.
How far along that are you, buddy?"
I think Croc was 17.
Oh, okay.
Nearly there.
She's responsible for some of the worst crimes against humanity that you can imagine. Ask her. Ask her yourself. Ask her how many she's killed and maimed. All in the service of the Jinma dynasty. Don't let her fool you.
It's not that I am fooled or that it is a path that I think is best, but one that seems most wise at the moment. Keeping close to someone who may be so dangerous might reveal more information or more opportunities. And as the others have decided, it is not just a one person here that collectively decides. We all do. I believe that is the best choice that we can make at the moment. I understand your frustrations with her, though. And it does pain me to know to be working with someone who has done such hurtful things, but all I can ask is that you give me as much trust as you can, as trust I have given to you in the short time that we've met.
I can't stop you, that's for sure, lad. But I'll only warn you to be careful. Don't trust a damn word that comes out of her mouth, and don't turn your back on her.
I understand. Thank you.
Because she won't put a dagger in it. As soon as you turn your back, that's when she'll use the opportunity to put a dagger in someone else's.
Damn. Are you wearing a Ninja Gaiden shirt
I am. It's from when it first came out, actually.
on the Xbox?
Yeah.
Dude, Ninja Gaiden
Oh.
Black is like the only reason I keep my original Xbox plugged in.
This shirt is ancient.
so
And it's
sick.
also,
It's a good game.
huge. So,
Good.
like, it's
That's what
it's falling apart. There's, like, holes underneath the fucking arms and shit. But it's a comfortable shirt. Because I'm having a comfortable day.
That's a good game.
Because I mowed the grass and did a bunch of yard work, took a shower, and now I'm playing a shitty game of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah.
Alright, but he just nods his head.
I do appreciate you looking out. And I will make sure to be as alert as possible. I'm
Alright.
not blind to the atrocities that have been committed to you or your people.
He just nods his head and he says, "You asked for an amount of trust, and of course you have it."
Thank you, Kurgan.
Boy, I can't wait to bring atrocities to his people.
And then I'm gonna reach in and do the manly handshake from Predator.
Hell yeah.
Oh, the blow shake.
Yes.
Like, whenever you do it, like, dust flies
You
up from his
son of a
hand.
bitch.
Kurgan, you son of a bitch!
He clasps your hand and nods his head and wishes you good luck. For his part, he says, if there's anything else that we can be doing for you.
You've done enough. You helped us locate our friends, and you helped us get in and find answers. I will take you no more away from where your duties lie.
He nods his head. And with that, you can see he slowly shrinks down back to the size of a fly. And he buzzes away. Back towards the mountains. It was just an alternate path, to be sure. And a warning. Jinlong, don't trust her, he insists. But he could be wrong. It could be that he's just biased against her.
It could be, but there's also some bad shit going on.
That's true. Regardless, you can see whenever time passes, the rest of your crew is freed by Gonbatar with little formality and little effort and little difficulty, as Jinlong merely wills it to be so. Her words carry incredible weight. Even her mere presence, as diminutive as she appears in this humanoid form, seems to cause people to shy away. And soon, your crew is returned back to the ship. Not only that, the ship itself is resupplied. The actual resupply is not exactly the finest of fare. There's a lot of, like, dried, like, yak meat and things like that, like jerky. There's these weird dried grasses that are used to make tea. But still, it's certainly resupplied enough to last you for probably about a month of travel.
I mean, that's a lot of supplies right there for how many people we have on board.
That's correct. That'd be quite a pretty sizable amount of gold that's been saved. Not that gold's too much of an issue for you right now.
No.
Nah,
You said
having
it's-
it is having it.
You said it's noticeably more supplies than we would need.
yes, probably a little
Must
bit
be,
more.
There must be some green dragon on board that requires a lot of calories per day.
You can see, Jean Long seems to walk along the deck, as she sort of looks at it and runs her hand across the wood. She leans in and she sort of sniffs the railing. And her eyes kind of close as she smells coppery blood. Drags her fingernails along it, and it makes sort of deep scratches in one of the railings as she leans in close once to get again and says, "There's a proper smell." And she just sort of walks away, walks along the deck.
Who was that against? Or for?
Jean Long was walking on along the ship. She sniffed the railing.
I guess that's fair.
She likes the smell of safety and OSHA compliance.
She truly is a monster.
Actually, she sort of
The Avalanche were right.
turns and she sort of after a moment of standing in the center, she looks down she stands right above the elemental engine and sort of looks straight down at it and sort of stares curiously. Fluctuations in the realms of magic, arcana, the occult, the elemental. I see how it folds the material plane itself. She almost sort of smiles. Very clever. The engine, she looks at Nipsey and she says, the engine doesn't push the ship forward. The engine pushes the material plane against the ship, propelling it forward. An interesting design.
Oh no.
But she doesn't say anything more than that. Nipsey actually sort of seems a little bit dumbfounded. She says, I didn't think anybody would ever actually know how it worked. Besides me. Hey, that's trade secrets! You can't tell anyone that! You don't think she'll tell anyone that, right?
I don't
You're
think
gonna
there's a
tell
whole lot of people that would understand.
I don't think she cares.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna leak that. I don't think she's gonna bother.
The information is safe.
I had started filing a copyright in EGAB, but, you know, after what happened in Ertzig, well, I don't think the paperwork probably went through. But alright. The ship is ready to go. It sets off, lifting into the air, spinning in place.
I'll go pee.
You can see that there are Gan Batar as well as several other horsemen sit Just below it, looking up, some looks of dissatisfaction on his face, a slightly sour, surly look. He was denied marriage to, the Holy Emperor. Damn shame. He could have been a real contender. Alas, Jinlong has seen it fit to deny that. You turn eastward and begin sailing across the great expanse of rolling grasslands, across the rocky burns and hills, and the day passes uneventfully. Go ahead and get rid of that. Let's do the Skyweaver boat. Bring on the skyship music. Alright. You head eastwards, and slowly the day passes. Night descends over the Skyweaver, and people begin turning into sleep. Jinlong seems suitably situated in her room. You can see the door is open, though people are going into bed. She stands upright in her room, just standing there. Every now and then she... yeah.
Can I go talk to her?
Yeah. Every now and then she just kind of flexes her toes on the wood, as if she's taking in the feeling of the ship beneath her, but she's just standing like still in her room at the foot of her bed.
I go, can I talk to you?
I'm back.
She sort of turns to you and says, "Yes, I suppose you can."
Do you want to talk? It's fine if you don't want to.
Whether I want to or don't want to talk is immaterial. It will happen or it won't.
Jinlong, I mean this in the nicest way. Have you ever thought of like personal freedom? Like you can do what you want, like free will?
She sort of cocks her head to the side, and she says, "I don't understand what you're getting at."
No, that was an aside. On a more serious note, are you sure you don't resent me at all for maybe being the one that kills you?
Would you resent time for killing you of old age?
I don't know if that's the same thing. Time is... What's a word a Runa would use? Immaterial. I think I used that right.
There's nothing and no reason to resent it. These are merely how things are meant to be.
Yeah, but time has a face. Time doesn't have a face. I have a face.
Oh, time has a face.
What's it look like then?
It shows you a clock.
Yeah, she just holds up a clock.
God damn it.
Damn it. I don't understand the joke.
Time has a face. It's a face of cracked stone, fissures of lava. It's a face of blooming, beautiful flowers as well as decrepit, dying wood. It's in flux and yet ever permanent. Always changing and yet always a constant. Because the change is a constant. Time will always move forward.
Okay. That doesn't really answer my question, though.
Of course it does. But that doesn't mean you understand it.
You know, I do understand something. I really am just stupid, I think.
Sort of cocks your head and says, an ant wouldn't understand a cathedral.
Yep. I'm just stupid. I do not understand.
Your views are merely limited to that of a short-lived being.
Okay. So what do you know about my destiny?
She looks at you and she says, "Is that something you truly wish to know?"
Well, I don't know if it kills me or not. And if I owe it to Adelaide to know if it kills me or not, I guess, so I can at least prepare for that. I want to know if I die for selfless reasons.
She looks at you and she says, "I see a blackened boar hide, covered in blood, cast aside in an expanse of darkened snow.
That sounds foreboding. I think I used that word right too.
Yet if you are to die, why not meet it with good cheer and acceptance?"
It's not that. It's that she'll be sad. And like, that would suck.
Don't worry, she'll get dicked down by other dudes.
Probably.
She says,
Also, if I die, how am I supposed to help my friends do what they need do what they need to do?
if you die, maybe that will help your friends do what they need to do.
That's wise, Jinlong. I never thought about it like that. Well, if you ever want to talk, I'm here. I'm not the best at talking, but I'm here.
She merely looks at you and inclines her head slightly.
Good night.
That
kind of
remains to be seen.
I mean this in the nicest way, but you're creepy.
She has no answer for that. She just stays standing stock still in her room.
I go to my room.
Either she'll speak or she won't, you know?
If I see anyone on the way there, I go, don't go talk to Jinlong. It is a time.
Alright. Eventually everybody retires. Head to bed. The lights are doused on the ship. And it's not until about 3 o'clock in the morning that there is a commotion. You hear high-pitched clicking and somewhat shrill voices from below deck. As you can see, as everybody's sort of able to rush down because this doesn't require perception, it's quite loud, to see Alec Cool's Thrycreen allies, Chick-Al and Boom Boom, angrily hissing and clicking at Jean Long, who stands next to both of the horses who have been gutted, and their entrails are spilled out across the stables, and she merely stands at the edge of it, her bare feet covered in blood, as she's kneeling in and amongst it and basically running her hands over the entrails, sort of nodding almost sagely as she says, "An interesting omen." As both of the horses are now dead, and Chick-Al and Boom Boom are literally furious. You can see one of them actually goes to grab a pitchfork.
Guys, don't. Jinlong?
Yeah, it could have been worse. Trust me, it could have been a lot worse than this.
Jinlong, the fuck?
Yeah, those are pretty good horses. Like, what the fuck?
She's kind of like looks at you, almost like confused. What do you mean?
Why did you kill the horses?
Sorry, I'm back.
I was reading the omens. There is no higher form of seeing within the Jinma dynasty than reading the entrails of a horse.
Perhaps you could have asked first.
She sort of,
Amongst other things.
why would I ask whenever this is what fate tells me is going to happen?
So apparently we were going to read their entrails at some point anyway. We may
Well,
as well
no.
get it over.
I mean, no. What she's saying is fate is willing that she wouldn't ask, so she didn't ask.
Well, what did they say?
What do they say, Beaver? Klaus. What do
No,
they
the-
say?
The entrails. Klaus, Bruce, Gus. The cacophony of voices.
She just kind of looks at it and says, "It's muddled." She almost seems to frown. It's hard to see. She sort of scratches her head. You can see it causes the horse skull at the top of her head to sort of move slightly. She says, "Perhaps another one?" As she looks up at the cow.
Please don't.
Aren't these part of our supplies?
I mean, they're the horses that we've had this whole time, I imagine.
Well, looks like we got horse meat.
Yeah, so do you guys eat horse?
I mean, I do have 2 raised dead scrolls. I could just bring them back.
We get
Don't
zombie
burn
horses?
scrolls on that. No, raised dead, they just come back to life.
You can see
But if they're
I could
scrolls,
animate
like,
them and we could have nightmares.
Alec Cool has gone to Chick-Al and Boom Boom to, like, calm them down, as they've been tending these animals the whole time, and one of them just about tried to put a pitchfork in Jinlong, which would have not have ended well for him.
Nope.
But she merely looks almost sad, even a little bit confused at the entrails, sort of shaking her head, and she says, "I don't understand why it's so hard to see with this. This works almost every time." And she
Well,
actually, she sort of, whoever's standing closest to her, she grabs him on the shoulder and sort of points down at the entrails, and she sort of says, "You see it, right?"
Well, you said almost. Isn't what causes it to fail usually.
can I look into the entrails and? Because I imagine I'm
No,
trying to gather the dead
Yeah,
horses here.
I will roll no checks. Ito sees guts on a deck of a ship. He doesn't know what the fuck this is.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look.
you can
This
take a
is
look.
This is some new age hippie
You
shit.
can make a religion check, or if there's any spells, you can cast like augury or wheel or woe or stuff like that. That can also
Or
work
hoe,
with
or
it.
foe, Moe's.
What was the You said it was religion?
Religion.
You know anything about that?
Yeah, hang on. I'm trying to get the roll.
The Redeemer was
19.
kind of all over. Maybe he knows.
I got a 19.
It is. It means no. You see a bunch of viscera just splayed across the deck of the ship. You see a mess to fucking clean up, is what you see.
I see nothing but about a good hour or two of labor. So I'm gonna hand her a mop. Better get to it.
She uses the mop and starts prodding the entrails like she's trying to rearrange them.
I don't think that's going to help anything. Maybe we need to give you more entrails. I don't
She
know
did.
what else you
She
need
did
from
look
me.
at the cow. Like, more entrails, huh?
I'm kind of looking at the parties like, am I doing this? Are we doing this?
What? No.
I mean,
No, we're not killing the cow.
okay.
Wouldn't have killed the horses if we had been told about it. Why would
Yeah, I
we
was
kill
about
more
to say,
cows?
I'd much
That's
rather
true,
the horse
that's
than the
true.
life too.
But we could probably find other supplies elsewhere. Something else for her to use. Is there any other
Clearly, when we left, we should
form
ask for
of
extra cap for extra horses.
augury or anything like reading birds, wind patterns, anything like that?
I mean, there's tons of them. That's sort of the thing.
Alright, but is there another one that you could use besides one that kills
One.
animals on our ship?
Maybe.
We're looking
maybe-
for a a
An alternative. There we
regenerative,
go. That's the word.
a regenerative, non-resource impacting
Suspect
augury.
that maybe before,
like,
before she goes on her own,
An
maybe she should.
eco-friendly augury.
Maybe she should, before she goes off on her own, she should consult the other seer on the ship, Madame Vestia, about perhaps more sustainable ways to read. Even if they're
that's
slightly less
true.
powerful.
Sustainable is a good word.
Yeah, I like sustainable. So I'm gonna tell her to go go see Madame Vestia, and I'll clean this up.
She just kind of dwells on
Trying
it
to
for
shoo
a
the party
while,
away.
shaking her head.
Can I if everyone leaves me alone down there with the horses, which I don't know if that's gonna be possible,
Chick All
can
and Boom
I
Boom
use
don't.
them?
They remain there, staying with the with Grop and Bella and bitch tits.
I mean, if they're okay, is Alacool still down there talking to them, keeping them calm? Because I could probably make this work if Alacool's down there.
Probably.
Okay, I want to take the horses.
Take them where?
I don't know how like the Redeemer's been dealing with the parts that I've gathered, but
Alright.
if possible, I'd like to send those to.
It's gonna be an ancient dragon god with some horse legs.
Hell yeah.
I know it's gonna be like a fucking nightmare chariot.
Alright, you can deal with them the same way that the Redeemer's been dealing with it. Basically, he's able to push the bones into himself like an extra dimensional shadow. It comes out in his vault.
Hell yeah. I promise to make this useful. They won't have died in vain. And then I'll excuse myself from the bottom of the ship.
Alright, luckily, they are able to open these back doors and just kind of slough it out. So the cleanup's not actually that hard. It's kind of ends up off in the back of the ship. They get some mops and buckets, they clean it up. Alright, they knock down the divider. Look how much room Grop and Bella have.
Really brings the ship together
Like, man, they've got so much space now.
for activities.
She just kind of goes upstairs. Like, oh. Goes and talks to Madame Vestia. Just kept saying, I kept seeing, like, a heart, but I don't know if it was a horse's heart. And she just sort of talks to her, and Madame Vestia just kind of nods her head. Perhaps tea leaves would be better served next time. But yeah, that's what happens the first night of your traveling. An eventful night indeed. Now, the ship is gonna take a while to get to Shendo. It's a long way. A significant journey, to say the least. As, like I said, you're going all the way from, like, oh, there, all the way to there. It's a long, long way.
Oh no, I forgot my charger. Fuck.
A Dodge Charger? What are you, in the military?
Fucking E5 mobile.
Alright. I'm trying to... This would have been, nice to have Tommy here. If the Feywild was the next choice while you were traveling. But it doesn't have to be. Traveling through the expanse of the great sort of grassy hills beneath you, sort of the beautiful grass sea, you're every now and then able to see large herds of wild horses, beautiful beasts, each one standing far more impressive than the horses of Stahlreich, at least 2 to 3 hands higher, with glistening coats and long manes, many of them with almost blonde hair that shoots out behind them for their tails and their manes. Varied colors, every color you can imagine, beautiful sort of blues and roans and palominos, painted horses, black stallions. It's actually almost peaceful to see these great beasts going about their daily lives, just they're completely blissfully unaware of the frigid hell that encompasses Stahlreich. And after about a week of sailing over these great grassy expanses and beautiful sort of horses, you lay on the deck of the ship, looking up into the sky that is studded with white and blue and reddish stars, and you see one of the blue stars seems to twitch and then streak through the sky, and then there is another star that follows. And as the night progresses, you can see streaking through the sky beautiful blue falling stars, casting long lines of light that quickly flare up and then disappear as these shooting stars, these beautiful blue shooting stars, seem to tumble from the sky across the skies themselves. Now, I
Are
imagine.
those omens?
Uh,
I mean, it's the is the comet set to arrive?
this, just looking up at this, fills you with a sense of dread, Henley, while the others look on, seeing a mere shower, a cascade of stars. This you've seen before. Seen probably many times before. It is the night of falling stars, but this is not when it's supposed to be happening. This is not the time of year it's supposed to be happening. It's not quite there yet.
How off is it?
Double check. I don't care, Vance Refrigeration. Get out of here, Bob Vance. Stall. It's T-A-N. Right. Night of Falling Stars. Night of, yeah. How long ago did you get Oler? Or not Oler, how long did you get Stalwart? How long ago did you get Steinhertz?
I mean, it's probably been about 4 years at this point.
So it's about 6 years early. The Night of Falling Stars happens once every 10 years.
Oh, that's bad. I look for Steiners. Is she around me?
Steinhertz is next to you. You can see as she looks up, you realize pigs can't look up. They can't see the sky. But no, you can see she sits back on her haunches looking up at the sky, and she is now glowing blue. There's a faint ethereal blue aura, almost like a wisp of smoke that rises up from her.
Does she look worried or anything, or does she look normal, or?
Roll a nature check with advantage.
One sec. Up on my thing. A 16.
Hard to tell. Confused for sure. But it's too early. It's not right.
Does anything else seem off at this point? Or just that?
Just that right now, as far as you can tell.
What's the worry?
That's about 6 years too early.
Ooh.
Jean Long sort of
And what's happening?
stands next to you and she says, "Oh, it's
Klaus,
not."
you would know what it is.
Oh, okay, I think I do.
If
Yeah,
you're from
okay,
the
I'm
Cold
looking
Wood,
at
you
the
know what it
document.
is.
Yeah.
But Jean Long sort
I'm
of
not from the Coldwood now, but
cocks her head
I'm
to the
probably
side
right.
and she says, "No, it's not. It's happening exactly when it's supposed to."
I'm sorry, what? What do you mean? Like,
What's making it come, I guess, sooner than expected? What do you see?
I mean, you are.
I never come sooner than expected.
God damn it.
Turns and looks at Adley. She goes, "Eh."
I go, okay, Jinlong, what does it mean then?
She says, she looks at you and says, "It means we both go to meet our destiny soon."
How soon is soon?
By the measure of your time or mine.
The relevant one.
Oh
God
no.
damn it.
Henley's cracked the code. Henley's a Fidex motherfucker. Here it is.
By the spans of your people's existence, there's still some time. She looks up and she says, "Don't you see what's missing?"
No. Please enlighten me.
She points at all the beautiful falling stars and she says, "That's the herd. The stallion still remains to come."
Okay, how do I know when that is?
Because he'll arrive.
So you're saying that it'll be time when it's time? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Now you understand.
Oh. I mean, yes and no. Okay. Well, do you have a time frame in your prophecy?
Was there any like precursor, something that we can look for to know when shit's gonna pop off?
She sort of says, "Soon
Jinlong,
after."
I know you're trying to be helpful, but it's not. Please.
She sort of says, "It descends when I die." And as you look at her, you can feel that faint hint in your head, that familiar, "It's almost time to hunt," as you look at her and realize she will be your next prey.
Don't you hate when somebody just opens up your fucking planner and fills it out for you without even letting you know?
Well, Jinlong, would you rather die sooner than later?
Hmm.
She shakes her head and she says, "I die when it's time for me to die."
I know, but do we not get a say in that?
Nobody has a say in their fates. It merely happens.
Alright, well.
I'm imagining like Vento looking up from like a cup of noodle and going, "Do we really have to do this like right now?" I'm eating.
You can
Alright.
feel the
I am
but you can
destined to eat
feel
these
the
noodles.
first little fingers beginning to get into you as
Yeah, but every
Olar's
ti-
whispers enter into your ear.
Every other time it was immediate. This is not immediate.
It is not. You can start feeling it though.
Well, that's never happened before either. Alright, Jinlong, I trust you. I don't even know what I do. Be confused.
Perhaps you should have a drink. I hear that helps your kind.
You know what? Alright, deal, Jinlong. Do you want to have a drink?
She says, I suppose.
Well, let's go have a drink.
Alright, you go down to the bar. But she'll have
I'm gonna go to the bar too.
She merely wants she sort of says, "Do you have apple cider?" Which he does.
I kind of look at it and go, I'll have apple cider too. She's clearly onto something.
She kind of smiles almost dreamily as she looks down in her cup. She swirls it every now and then. She says, "Just like a mirror."
Is it?
She, smiles and nods her head. Of course it is. Still water, still liquids. Mirrors of a sort. As shined as quicksilver in morning light.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's true.
But yeah, she
Other
sits
than-
there pretty
I-
silently.
I go, Jinlong, normally people talk during these things.
What do you want me to say?
What's on your mind?
Ito groans audibly after hearing that question.
Much of the past and little of the future, I'm afraid.
Oh, I should have expected. Well, I guess you want to talk about the past then? What's your favorite moment from the past?
Just sort of thinks for a while. She says, many of them all seem equally interesting in my eyes. I'm afraid when all of your past has been of consequence, then little of it stands out.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Just pick a random one, then just tell me about a moment in your past.
She sort
Tell
of
me about the
says,
last time the night of falling stars happened for you.
She says, well, it was a few years ago, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
Well, we added to the herd, obviously. We always add to the herd during the Night of Falling Stars.
What do you mean you added to the herd? You mean like me? No, I was added to the herd?
No, of course not. You weren't added to the herd, otherwise you wouldn't be here, you'd be with them.
No. Do you know what's up with the animals that come back on the night? Like why Steinherz exists and all that?
Ah, those are creatures to be hunted.
Well, I got that much. What are they? Are
Because-
they actual animals, or are they spirits, or what?
Figments of a different plane, bleeding over into this one.
Mm.
That is how we send other members of the herd over. I mean, the lives given on this realm won't bleed over into that one unless it happens that night.
So what you're saying is that Uller has to create the Night of Falling Stars early in order to claim one of us?
It seems he wants these materials, the material planes in his, to overlap sooner than expected. The hunt always grows. Desperate. They're unsatisfied.
I mean, that checks out for what you're telling me. Okay. I don't like this waiting game. Okay, Jinlong. How long to release Shendo?
A few weeks.
Who can I talk to about all of this? Is there anyone in the capital that I can talk to about this stuff that would know about it?
She says that you will be housed in the Emerald Palace.
Yeah, I know, but can I talk to anyone there about what's going on now with Uller?
You will speak to the Jinma Emperor over it, I imagine.
Does he know what's going on?
He will.
Well, that's good. God, it's like talking to a brick wall.
I think that's the idea, brother.
Yeah, but Henley's too stupid to stop trying.
Well, we could use this time to plan how we're going to fight Uller.
Yeah.
Either he's gonna come to us or we're gonna come to him. Either or. You have time to figure out both, I guess.
Yeah.
Question. Did Henley share the voice he heard? Was that shared yet?
No.
Okay, then I will wait until it is.
Well, I mean, I don't know why I would share it. I know you know I had to hunt her.
Yeah, no, I know. I have a specific question about that statement, so.
Okay, okay. Because Connor asked, it's metagamey, but I will finish my drink with Junlong, and I will go inform everybody of what happened with the voice and everything. So that I officially know that the hunt is afoot.
Okay, so my question was going to be, because the voice, if I remember correctly, Colin said that she will be your next prey.
Yeah.
So what I was going to ask, does that mean your hunt is starting, like, now? Or is there a more formalized, like, initiation?
Is there a preamble?
Is there
you-
like a and go?
If you
like that kind of
Henley,
Yeah,
if you want
we
to,
attack.
you can roll
like do you get the text message in Born Identity and you become activated? Like
You
that's what I'm
can-
asking.
roll
No, I
a
think we just
religion
fight each
check
other.
or a nature check, Henley.
Yeah, is it a prophecy of convenience, or is it like you're going to be activated at some point in the
Do I have
future?
advantage or no?
Yeah, probably.
A 16. Wow,
Um,
these fucking 16s, dude. I rolled a 10 and a 3 both times. That feels.
your
off.
portent die is a 17. You want to use that?
Yeah, I don't.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was going to ask, does Jin Long also give us a portent die? Or
No,
is she
Jin Long
just
gives
breath
you the
weapon?
breath weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck it, to 20 then. Or I have 23.
All right. It is unusual because usually these urges to hunt are hard and fast. This one feels like it's coming on gradually, but you suspect it might be due to the fact that there's this weird overlap that's happening. Almost like it's not an imperative from Oler, almost like because the planes are getting close together, his mere will is now starting to bleed into you.
Well, that's bad. Wait, so am I under the impression I am becoming Uller?
There is this weird feeling that you are becoming like Oler, at least.
Alright, well.
Oh, so you're just gonna be like his avatar, kind of like how.
Yeah, I feel like. I don't know. Well, so from what I understand, I'm supposed to fight Uller. And one of us is obviously supposed to live or die. However, I don't know how that happens if he bleeds into our world and I become him. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that.
It's not so much that you're becoming him.
You're replacing it, right?
It's more like you're replacing him in a way.
No, I meant the avatar thing.
But like
Sure.
the actual embodiment of him, not really. It's more like his will is starting to come into you, but you do feel similar. Because at the end of the day, It's happened before. Oler wasn't always the head of the Great Hunt. He killed the last head of the Great Hunt, and he became the head of it.
Yeah.
But has anyone like been raised up to be the next, I guess, huntsman, and then the acting huntsman killed that person?
I mean, that's how it
I
always
guess failed
happens.
the prince to usurp?
Is it
Okay.
just the people in the hinterlands that we discover, like Henley's people, that are aware of Oler or worship him?
For the
or
most part, yeah.
Have we encountered anyone else? No.
It's mostly
Well, these
them.
people
It's
here
mostly
do the
Coldwood.
same.
They do here though, except they don't worship Oler. They worship the herd.
Okay. What is that distinction? I'm sorry.
Oler, the Coldwood worships the rider. The Jinma dynasty worships the horse, basically.
Okay. As in, like,
Two interpretations of the same god.
Two interpretations
got
of
it.
the same
Okay,
thing.
that's what I expected. Okay, cool. Well, hold on. No, never mind. That's silly.
What were you
Also-
gonna say? It might be relevant.
No. It's genuinely not something Ito would think of. Well, I feel like perhaps we should hold off on the killing her thing, mainly because I don't think we would survive the attempt.
I don't think I get a choice.
True. But
I
do you feel the need to, like, go ham now?
In the nicest way possible, it's a mutual thing. So when she'll go too. So like, I
Yeah,
mean,
it
it's
seems
not-
like she's willing to die.
Sure, but what I'm saying is, like, maybe maybe not today.
If shit pops off, the boat's probably not surviving. So
Yeah, let's table that, and when it comes
put
up, yeah,
We'll put a pin in this real quick.
we'll circle back, that kind of thing. Yeah.
No, I got that. But what I'm saying though is, as a mutual thing, if she attacks me, I have to retaliate.
Sure, and
I
I
don't
mean,
get-
obviously,
Neither of us get
Obviously-
to really pick. It seems it just happens.
I will say I am a little
Kurgan-
nervous about it happening in the
Hold on.
dynasty.
Kurgan did say when you turn her
Speak up,
back
Cody.
on her. Kurgan did say if you were to turn your back on her, it's not to put a dagger into your back, but into someone else's.
Yeah.
I'm nervous about doing battle with her in her home turf.
Well, from what she told me, she dies in a golden palace. So it's gonna be on her own home turf. Actually,
Okay.
yeah, that's more of a relief. If she dies in a golden palace, that means that she dies till when we get there, which is I have weeks.
True.
I mean, but it could happen the moment we walk in there. Also, if I'm starting to feel
Well-
Oler kind of bleed into me, then that also probably means that when it happens, I will definitely not decide.
Yeah, he
Can I,
could very well lose the keys to his own
Because-
body there.
And this is not something you guys probably remember. The first time it happened to me was against the Ant Queen thing, and I became overcame with rage, and I could not control myself, and I had to attack it.
I wanted to do something.
Colin, are you shocked I remembered that?
no,
Okay. I was the only one who did, though. You guys weren't paying attention to my story. Fuck all of you.
What time of day is it? Is it getting to be about evening?
It should be. It's probably. Well, you can see a comet storm, so I assume it's going to be about nighttime, right?
it was nighttime whenever the comet storm was happening. So unless nobody's gone to bed, it's nighttime
If
still.
if I have something I would like to try, but it will require us to be asleep.
Oh no, I can't. I don't know if I can go to sleep under pressure like that.
Well, I feel like you perform under pressure on a daily basis, Henley, and you tend to succeed.
Doom 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 digga doom doom.
I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not.
An observation.
Yeah, but I get insulted a lot and don't know about it. So,
Well, then you don't know about it, and it's fine.
all right. Well,
Just like a true Marine.
are you gonna cast the spell on me?
That is the plan.
Adelaide says she's glad you
Good
have
spell.
3 blades, 1 for each hole.
Jesus Christ.
She's a freak. What spell are you casting?
Well, once we go to sleep, I would like to pull out a handful of sand and the quill I got from the sleeping bird, and I want to cast Dream, targeting Henley.
Alright.
Well, about to fist fight Connor in my dreams.
Again. Target must be on the same plane of existence. Creatures that don't sleep can't be contacted by the spell. I don't know. You are a willing creature I touch, so I can't bring someone with me, but I can send somebody in my place.
I mean, you can dream it up if you want to.
Yep.
It's all Chinese to me.
So I wanna cast Dream on Henley, and I wanted to see if when I encounter Henley in his dreams, is he the Henley I know, or is he becoming more of the Shadowfell, more Uller?
Currently, it's basically, I mean, Henley's dreams. That's all you see right now is whatever would be Henley's normal dreams.
Okay. Henley, what do you dream of? What are your dreams like? This is now a Henley episode. Full stop.
Well, I mean, I would hope so, since this is like my backstory stuff.
Yeah. What are Henley's dreams like? It says that I literally encounter you in your dreams. So you have there's landscapes, whatever you dream about.
It's probably like the in my underwear in school things, but it's with me with Adelaide, and I'm just really self-conscious.
It's Henley in full wild man attire being forced into social situations.
Yeah. Just me being like, whoa, 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 or I'm probably stressing out about being an emperor or something like that. I'm like,
You're trying to explain a loincloth, they keep calling it a butt flap.
I'm going to like I go to the dinner, but instead of putting on my good pants, I put on my loincloth, and everyone's laughing at me. I show up smelling like wet boar, and Adelaide gets mad.
I don't think that's very funny. As you can see, Jean Long standing in the dream too.
If I have
That's
the
intrusive.
ability, I
She
had a
cast
feeling
she
was
cast
gonna do
Dream
that.
on Dream Ito to go into Dream Ito's dream.
Oh, good. We're
Oh
doing Inception.
god damn it. No. Someone's
Henleyception.
spin a top right now.
If I had a
Dreams
feeling
me
she,
again. I'm screaming at her in there.
I had a feeling she was going to show up, but before I address her,
Carla, I know this is metagame, but has she been doing this every night to me?
Yes, she always goes into
Okay.
people's dreams.
yeah, recently, yeah.
She can dream
If at any
walk
point
for free, basically.
if at any point in Henley's like dreamscape, do I see the night sky?
That's up to Henley.
Henley?
Unless you
Yeah,
want
I'm
to,
sure it's-
unless you're trying to specifically shape his dream.
No. I'm a passenger at the moment. I was wondering if
I'm sure at some point in my dream I'm standing like on a balcony, or I'm outside, or I'm running through the
Okay.
woods or something, and you would see the outside.
do I happen to notice the constellations of like the herd and stuff?
You see the night sky. I don't know how well Ito knows astronomy. Make a.
Well, I imagine I was there when Jinlong was talking about it. I wasn't sure if I would notice that imagery.
She's
roll
there.
check
She
and be
can
like-
she can point them out to you, but she's able to point out the constellations. They're it's Henley's dream, so you just see the sky.
Okay.
Nothing's really changed about it. It's him and cold wood,
Sure.
Henley looks up and pretends that the airplanes in the night sky are shooting stars.
That's cute, actually. I like that.
That's a song, Connor.
Is it?
Yes.
The airships in the night sky are like
shooting stars. Like, really use the wish right now. Wish right now.
Jinlong sort of leans in close behind you.
Oh,
You're
God
here, Ito,
damn
and
it, I hate
says,
that song.
"What is he trying to see?"
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, I know my friend here is
Stupid.
beholden. Stupid baby. To a conflict with you at some point, and I'm trying to understand where the rest of us fall into it.
Where you fall into it?
Yes.
The huntsman and the great stallion don't seek to add you to the herd. You matter little to him.
Well, the man here matters quite a lot to us. So, I think we're kind of a package deal, whether they like it or not.
Henley feels warm and fuzzy in his dreams and doesn't know why.
Oh no, he's gonna pee.
What do you...
Venta's in there too. He's like, piss the bed. Piss the bed.
God damn it.
For
I'm
that
gonna piss
matter,
on Ventus' bed now.
Headley has a dream that him and Venta are related. It's a true nightmare.
she sort
Venta
of
doesn't
leans
have
in,
dreams.
and she is in your ear, Ito. She says, "What does he know, really, of Oler?"
I mean, he's mentioned him. I believe they're closely connected. At least I imagine they are.
Imagine so. But while he does have the wisps of Oler's realms about him, he's never stepped foot in it. Never ran amongst and from the great hunt, at least not for very long. And she sort of sniffs. He's never been within the Shadowfell at all.
Can you show
How-
me that?
How could he imagine it? How could he see it?
Can you show me that?
Or says, "I can't, but you can still see it."
That's enticingly vague.
And she
Sure.
smiles and she says, "You've merely chosen the wrong dream."
Ooh.
Can I like surrender the spell and let her take over?
I mean, not
I know
really.
it doesn't work like that.
It'll
but...
pull you out of Henley's dream, but that's not really how it works.
Okay. How do I? Whose dream do I need to see?
I'm assuming hers.
That's what I thought, but maybe not.
My guess is on the cool.
Oh, maybe.
Can you cast Dream on her in the dream?
I
Dreamception.
I don't
Coxer
think so.
said.
I
she
don't think I
says,
could. I'm actually quite confident I cannot do that.
I know of his realm and of the Shadowfell, but I've not spent much time in it. Can you not think of anyone or anything that bears its mark that comes from its realm?
Oh. It starts with an S.
Is that all you can remember, or is this a game we're playing now?
At this point, I don't know. She's cryptic on purpose, but
Sure.
at this point, you know, she sort of
I was
steps out of the dream.
okay.
Connor.
Yeah,
Do I have to spell this out for you?
maybe.
It's the pig.
Nope. Oh.
Oh my
Steinhertz.
god!
Does that count? I thought
Steinhertz is a creature that is from the
I
Shadowfell.
sort of forget that Steinhurst is like an actual physical being.
She isn't.
How?
She is and she isn't.
That's why, because she is and she isn't.
She is. No, Connor's right. She is ethereal.
Yeah, I forget that. Okay.
She's got a consciousness. She's got thoughts.
I thought
can
she was gonna
sleep
go
still.
for like Adalindra or something, which was gonna be weird.
Yeah, she's just fucking with you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, fuck it. I've got another cast of that if I can.
You can also just go to sleep afterwards.
Yeah, if I can do that, I'll I'll go into Steinhurst's stream.
I mean, yeah. Steinhertz is still technically a creature. It does have thoughts. It does have dreams. It does have a consciousness that you can go into. And more importantly, Steinhertz basically lived its life in the Shadowfell, in and amongst Ullr's realm. While Steinhertz herself was not part of the Great Hunt, frequently was chased by the Great Hunt. And so you are able to step into the wild dreams of the beautiful black boar Steinhertz, and you find yourself standing in a shaded, shadowed realm with gnarled trees that rise up only maybe 10 or 15 feet in most places, scrublands that provide little cover for the faint ethereal beasts that dart to and from it, desperately seeking any kind of cover they can. You find yourself standing next to Steinhertz. Different than in the material realm, less ethereal in a way. There is still a faint, weird glow about her, but she seems far more solid and far more corporeal as she charges forward, darting from cover to cover, cowering every now and then from these unseen forces. There's an oppressive air about this place, in and amongst the darkened rocks, as if someone is constantly watching. And a prey creature, essentially, is what she was, and this mentality that she often still has in her most primal dreams. An arrow seems to dart from nowhere and embed itself in a tree. As you turn and see, there is a man atop a terrible black horse. He is basically completely bare, except for basically like a fur loincloth, and a helmet made of iron that has massive, basically stag antlers that stick out from the side. He wields an impossibly large bow, even for his own size, and the arrows that sit across his back are thick and long as javelins.
I'd be scared too.
Behind him, pinpoints of light that slowly form into the silhouettes of horses with riders atop them. Some of them have horses with riders atop them. Others are just horses that follow along behind. Riderless and almost seeming to merely follow a herd. And then, every now and then, a rider pops into existence on him, seeming to almost join the horse. And you hear Jinlong behind you say, "I did that. That one, and that one," as she points to riders as they come into existence. "And that one, and that one."
Hmm. Can I still see the figure?
Yep, it sits atop a cliff looking down at Steinhurst, and you can see it slowly pulls out the massive javelin-sized arrow, putting it to the bowstring. Its muscles almost seem to turn to steel or stone as they harden, as they pull back with exertion on the bow. Sweat begins to sheen his muscles as he fires the massive arrow forward, and it slams into the ground at Steinhardt's feet, completely shattering the shaft and sending splinters across the landscape, as well as the iron head burying itself in Steinhardt's haunch as she takes off running.
Apologies. Is Steinhurst like a standard sized boar, or is she
Steinhurst
like larger?
I mean, Steinhurst is a pretty big boy, pretty big girl.
She's massive.
Okay.
Bigly.
I mean, shit. If
But it is important to remember, this is still a dream.
Yes. If I mean, I will run after Steinhurst.
Alright. The cat and mouse game continues onwards, and you feel, after about the third shot, that Oler is more toying with Steinhurst at this point, reveling in hunting it, reveling in the hunt itself, stringing it along, before a new oral sort of is added to the bow, the arrow pulled into it, and that's when Steinhardt snaps awake, as Oler is drawing the massive arrow back to deliver a killing blow.
Does she wake me up too?
You're filled with a faint trepidation, but she
I
doesn't.
didn't know like if she like yelped or anything.
No.
Okay.
Just comes awake.
I come awake too.
You're cast out the dream, however, because it's no longer dreaming.
Okay. How do I do I awaken, or do I just continue sleeping?
You'd probably awaken.
Okay. And because I don't know how casting shit overnight works. Am I out those 2 spell slots?
It really doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay, carry on.
But yeah, that's what happens.
Can I visit Henley?
I mean, you're all on the same boat, so yes.
No, I meant I would like to visit Henley, and if he's available, I want to show him what I saw.
I just woke up because me and Steiner felt the same shit.
Okay. Oh, you experienced that as well, or?
Well, Colin said I had a faint inkling of it.
Okay.
You didn't see it, but
to help, I would if I could cast hallucinatory terrain in the room, and I'd like projection what all I saw, and I would describe Oler. Is it? Sure. No, I know. I would just describe his actions more. He was toying with Steinhurst and chasing her. And, the goal was not to kill, but to corral and chase, or at least not kill yet.
That's really dishonorable hunting, if you ask me.
It didn't look enjoyable.
Well,
it looked.
I mean, he's enjoying it.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
It
I don't know why you would do that unless you enjoy that aspect of it.
He was given every ability to kill. And didn't.
That's what I'm saying. I think that he enjoys toying with her. hunting for sport, not for sustainability.
Well, if you're hunting for sport, doesn't that tend to mean that you are going after game that perhaps threatens you? Otherwise, where's the sport?
I think you hunt for sport because you enjoy. I mean, the thrill of the kill.
Sure.
I don't think
What
it
I-
means they're adversarial.
What I meant was that I saw his bow, I saw his prowess and what he was capable of, and mentally I cannot think of why a hunter would hunt a prey with their own capability of slaying it and choosing not to, unless that game was in some way threatening to them.
Does want a threatening prey. He's working on it.
Yeah, it's because he's grooming me to hunt me.
Yeah. When Steinhurst ran away, did Jin Long pursue?
Not really.
No? Okay, I didn't think so. That's all I got.
I now dislike him more. I don't know why you would hunt something not to eat. That just seems wrong to me.
It did, as I said, it was not a... It didn't seem to be an enjoyable experience. I was never a hunter. That was my father's game.
Yeah, I'm saying when we hunt, it's always to eat. It's never for sport.
That's
Did
just
Sarah
what
send
they're
you?
puss.
Did Sarah send you trophy hunt?
Not really.
No.
I mean, your island doesn't have a lot of
Not a lot of-
game on it.
yeah.
It's not big.
That's true.
Well, I suppose if it's my destiny to become Uller, I got some changes for how people worship me then.
That sounds good to me. I'm a big believer in be the god you want to see in the world.
God almighty. Sounds horrible.
Well, at least I have that to look forward to now. That's a weird thing to look forward to. Since it almost feels like death.
Well, according to the green lady, the other green lady, the new green lady, green 2. I mean, we're all pretty much doomed, yeah.
I don't know why you think we're doomed.
Some more than others.
Klaus, you're like pre-doomed. You're-
I can't.
we started at 0. You started at -1, homie.
Advanced doom.
64.
Damn.
Yeah, Beaver's advanced doomed. Alright, well, he might hump me tomorrow, so I should probably get back to sleep.
Do you think we need to have people watching you? So it's not like he
Beaver, I
gets
don't
up
think you're
on you?
there. It's like 3 in the morning and he came to me in like the middle of the night.
I don't know what
he's
time it
there.
was. Us as always.
You know,
there's scope in
as
the
Henley
shadows.
mentions that before he goes to bed, I'm going to cast Counter Charm or use Counter Charm because it's not a spell.
It's okay, I didn't have any charm to begin with.
Okay.
What does that do?
1 second, sorry. My kid says hello to everybody.
I'm gonna
Hello.
go get
Hello.
another beer.
What does Counter Charm do, Henley?
Yes.
As an action I can perform until the end of my next turn. During that time, you and friendly creatures Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. It's only for like 6 seconds. I apologize. I thought it lasted longer. It was to give you advantage saving throws for frightened and charmed. But I didn't realize it was only for 6 seconds, and that's why I've never used that ability.
I mean, this is the nicest way possible. I think if Uller wanted to put a hex on me, that he would just do it. I don't think he cares about that.
You're probably right.
He'd be like, "What am I, a peasant?" Well, Ito, good night.
Yep.
Meanie.
You call me meanie?
I
will
said
see.
meanie.
I will
Oh.
say goodnight to Henley and Adelaide, and I will go back to bed.
I don't know if I share a room with Adelaide.
You think you're a separate bedrooms kind of couple?
No,
I
it
think-
really sucks because the way that Oler looks is on the cover of some random fantasy book, and I can't find the book and I can't find the cover for it. But he looks like Conan the Barbarian, but he has a
I know the exact book
he's got
that
like
you're
a
talking about.
iron helm with like stag antlers on, and I don't know. It might be in my house somewhere, but I can't find it online.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
it's pissing me
I
off.
think I know the exact image you're talking about.
Because I'm like looking through book covers, like, no, that's not it. But I don't think it's like a super popular book, but it's definitely one that's not like super unpopular. And it's pissing me off. Oh well. You cast Counter Charm. What's that
No.
do?
I did not cast Candle Charm. I found out it only lasts for 1 round of combat. I thought it was longer than that. So
Yeah, not super useful. Alright, well, you, I guess, go back to bed. As you lay back down, you hear Adelaide sort of quietly mutters, she says, "Stop getting up. I need my beauty sleep." As she sort of rolls over and puts her arm around you.
Yes, ma'am.
And then she farts.
Yeah, it lifts up the entire fucking, the entire damn sheets.
Hot.
I was about to say, she leans in close and she's like, "Smell that? It smells like the hunt."
It's important.
Oh god, no. She's totally a Dutch oven empress, isn't she?
Mm,
She's like, "You want to hunt? How about you hunt that ass? This ass ain't gonna eat itself."
damn, she's really weird when she's out.
How about I sit on your face and you hunt for air?
Mm,
Do it. Alright. But she does sort of throw her arm over you, but she does tell you stop getting up because she's trying to sleep.
I can't help it. I got God killing to do.
Well,
Adelaide, you know I'm busy with the guys right now.
she sort of mutters, she's like, "Well, you can kill him in the morning."
I don't think I get to choose when I kill him.
She opens one eye and she says, "Whatever God is listening, wait until the fucking morning or you're dealing with me."
She has pink eye.
damn.
Oh.
Yeah, she gave herself pink eye. And she said, as she listens quietly, she says, "Does that make you feel better? I don't think anyone's gonna want to bother me, right?"
Sure.
I mean, she's trying to
Go with
be
that.
comforting in her own way. There's not a lot she can do.
Oh well, I appreciate it. I guess I just go back to bed.
She sort of dozes off. You keep having dreams about a dragon.
Who is she?
Yes and no.
So annoying.
Tell me about it.
Aren't they?
Alright. You go to bed, and now you get at least a decent enough sleep. Wake up late in the day. Obviously the excitement of the freaking night has probably kept you up far later than you'd usually be, so you wait up, unfortunately, significantly later in the day. That is what happens. There's not a lot of random encounters I can throw at you, obviously. At your level, you're gonna steamroll pretty much anything that exists.
Especially with the dragon.
That being said,
Roll for random encounter.
you do Alright, we'll roll for animal encounter.
Henley's
Hold
like,
on.
I want to try the. Henley's like, I want to try the dragon breath.
Hold on, we'll roll for
Mom
animal
said it-
encounter.
I want to hit the button.
Mom
just
said
looks
it's
really cool.
my turn to do the dragon breath.
Alright.
Fine, you can have a little bit of dragon breath as a treat.
As a treat.
Let me see what enemies I got here.
Colin, don't. There's no point. We're just gonna kill it.
No. Make it like a flock of seagulls or something.
Alright, we
Oh
got
god.
Smegma,
no.
Like geese.
Smegmadelian.
Canadian geese.
You say Smegma Dan?
Smegmadelian.
It's
Oh.
worse.
That's the name of Cody's dragon form. Ooh, Bismarck the Tyrant. Even stronger than Gene Long.
Why is he on your random encounter table?
The White Tide Mother.
Reasons?
Alright, who wants to fight
Oh
the
no,
White Tide
she's
Mother?
hot.
Oh no, she is hot. You've seen her before. Alright, how about, the Redeemer?
It's the Redeemer.
I think he's a little of our pay grade at this point.
You know, it's really, I really need Tommy here. That's sort of the problem. There's 2 damn stories left, and Tommy is one of them. You sail onwards. The ground passing beneath you. Every now and then, Gene Long just kind of steps off the edge of the ship and sort of seems to teleport away. She always tells you she has her own business to deal. She still has the business of advisory to deal with. Unfortunately, the Emperor does still rely to an extent on her sight, on her vision, to advise him as to what to do in the next thing. But at the end of the day, you understand that her, basically, this entire kingdom is run on cryptic whims, essentially. With the Emperor vaguely interpreting, listening to what Gene Long has to say and interpreting that, and then if he asks for further clarification, as you have before, Gene Long basically goes, "Oh, you know what I mean."
So what you're saying is that the system is basically huge fans of Miss and Riven.
Yes,
Oh no.
but, indeed, the most powerful person in the Empire, Gene Long, is little more than a cryptic seer. Much like Bran the Broken, who has the best story.
No.
Oh
No.
The old,
No.
the old cryptic cripple.
Oh no. No. Stop.
Who has better story than Bran the Broken? Is it you?
I hate it.
And then all of a sudden someone pops out, his dick don't work! Fucking hate it too. Alright. You sail onwards. And after at the second week, there is a terrible shake as from below decks there is the sound of almost like an explosion, essentially. A sound of commotion. Jean Long's not down there. To her credit, she has refrained from disemboweling any further animals in the hopes of reading their entrails. That feels like a step in the right direction, right?
Yep.
Joke's on you. She's entrailed everything, even the women and the children.
No.
And even the cow women and the cow children.
Alright. You, rushing downstairs, see that the teleportation circle has flared to life, and standing imperiously in it is a dark-eyed moon elf.
No.
He looks, like I said, almost with disdain at his surroundings. A single eye, one of his sort of pale eyebrows lifted up as he sort of says, "It is a shame how far certain members of this family have fallen."
Will you all stop?
Who's this?
This is someone you've seen only briefly. Atlas, Aruna's father, her nefarious father. One who has worked tirelessly to promote his backup daughter, Surune, into the position that Aruna was
I don't
supposed
like
to
the
hold.
term backup daughter.
I mean, that's
believe
what
that.
that's what she was.
Hmm.
Who turned the precious, free-loving, playful, and kind Surune into now the product of the ongoing Gloom Sacrament. And he merely looks around with incredible disdain. A sneer on his face. As if he smells something he doesn't like. And he may very well. You are right by the livestock. Well, well, well. How far this family has fallen to have the shades of such a powerful magical lineage thus polluted by such rabble.
From what she tells us, this shit shows an improvement.
Ooh.
He sort of leaves.
And from what I've seen, I'd like to agree.
Your pitiful jibes mean nothing, coming from someone who stands so low as you. Do you sleep with these animals or merely sleep above them? That is not an important point. I am here strictly at the behest of my rightful and true heir, my good daughter. The one that actually served her purpose. The one who wasn't foolish enough to get her own arm blown off because she couldn't contain the little bit of magical power held within one of my tomes.
Could you hurry this up, please? We don't have all day.
He says,
Yeah, no, as soon as I see it's him, I just go back to bed.
he sort of says,
I wake up and it's like, yeah, whatever, bye.
perhaps had you been a little bit more patient and intelligent, you could have risen above the primal magics of druidism to a true art form.
Sure.
I am here on behalf of the next Queen of the Winter Court. I am here on behalf of my daughter Sarune, who now sits swollen of belly, soon to burst at any moment, bringing in the next generation, the most powerful magical being to inhabit this plane or the others. And yet, her fragile demeanor and constitution, perhaps her naive kindness, her love of her precious sister, a love that should have been forgotten long ago, that has sent her request that Aruna be by her side for the upcoming birth of the child, to stand alongside her mother as they bring in this next generation. I think the sentimentality is quite foolish, but it is her child.
Who cares?
Yeah, I've got a bit more reading to do if you don't mind, and I just go back to my book of vile deeds.
Colin made the mistake of making this very important character the most unlikable piece of shit ever.
I didn't make him
Connor, that's not a
unlikable.
mistake.
Tommy made him unlikable.
Oh shit, that's true. It's
also
Tommy's
not-
fault.
It's also not a mistake. It is very on purpose.
I've never met him, right?
You've
No, he's crashed the ship. He's shown up on the boat before.
Oh.
Yeah,
Was it while I was
We
flying?
finished. Yeah, I thought so. I'm pretty
he's
sure.
an unwelcome guest again.
Yes.
Damn.
We
I
have things called letters that you can send.
didn't know you could even read.
And the doors
I
that you
really
can knock on
like
too.
these things.
Wait, I'll walk up and go, "Sir, I can't read, but look."
Why did you have?
Even I have manners.
Oh dear, did you have a feeble mind spell cast on you?
Hmm.
Maybe as a child.
Well,
But
I
that's- but
certainly
not
can't tell
now.
the difference, I suppose.
Anyways, we're trying to help a dragon fulfill destiny, so would you please kindly leave?
I wouldn't want to stick around for too long. I wouldn't want the hem of my robes
Then don't.
getting too filthy in and amongst the muck. I hope, Aruna, you might arrive soon. Perhaps you could bring your friends and they could see what civilization looks like. But he flips away and he spins in the circle and teleports away.
Is it just me or is he a real cunt?
You know, I'm just saying. We've
Rocco
seen
gets very calmly. He's a cunt.
Aruna cast teleporter, right?
Yeah.
You know what we've also seen her cast? Sending. So he could just send a letter, and he chooses not to because he's a cunt.
I mean, kinda. More importantly, it shows that he's able to use your teleportation circle on your boat.
He already showed us that. Like, that stopped being intimidating. Now it's just annoying.
But yeah,
He is the biggest cunt in the world.
I mean, he is. Alright. You know what'd be nice?
Tommy.
Fucking Tommy was here.
I can't wait for Tommy to be here next week and have his dad show up again so that Colin can do the scene he wants to do.
Not true. I can't wait for him to get here and it actually his entire story arc is over and you just hand him the weapon. I got it. I got it.
I want next week to happen, and I want Colin to ask, "Okay, guys, what happened last week?" And none of us remember that his dad showed up, so Tommy has no idea.
And I also forget that his dad showed up. Unfortunately, Aruna was unconscious, but it is set up, and I would normally do it when Tommy was here, but I'm trying to gently delay both of these stories to when it's supposed to be, because I thought the plan was going to be there. You're going to the fucking Feywild, and now Tommy's not here to do it.
It was.
Yeah. And now he's not here to do it. So it was planned for him to go for you to be in the Feywild while this boat was traveling.
I hope he's okay.
I'm
I
texting.
haven't heard from him.
Yeah, at least like usually
He
you and him are
usually
like
sends a
Usually he
message.
sends a message at least.
Yeah.
sends a message,
Phyllis-
or like you and him are like in Discords together, like girls sleepover. Like, so what do you think's gonna happen today, Colin? You go.
That's how.
I
That's
don't know, Tommy.
exclusively how Colin talks.
Well, that was Tommy at first, then Colin.
And it's also hard for me to
What are you
pad it out.
thinking about? Oh,
It's hard.
dragon stuff.
It's hard for me to pad it out because I also can't just throw like a random combat at you because you'll just fucking blow through it. But you know what you can do?
If you think
You
it's
know
hard
what
to
does
pad out,
happen? You are able. Eventually, it gets to the point where after about 2 weeks of sailing a ship, despite the fact that you are well secure on supplies, everybody's getting a bit stir crazy and restless to set down and get their land legs, essentially. The boat's not very big, and while it is certainly capable of traveling for longer periods of time, it doesn't have like a fuel, essentially. It runs on the arcane engine, and that doesn't run out of fuel. It does behoove you to set down every now and then, and really just walk around, at least take a day off off the boat, so you're able to camp outside. On these days, they're usually almost like holidays or days of celebration, as people are actually able to go out and play some games. Basilicus usually prepares a big ol' hearty meal as best as he
This is when we
can.
bust out the good horse meat.
That's when you bust out the good horse meat. You play badminton and shit. Henley, it's a nice time for you to go out and like do some hunting for some like fresh game, so you can supplement the horse meat with like something fresh. And there is enough game around here, essentially. It's still a pretty verdant land. It's the type of thing where basically like some more like in-depth repairs can be done. Like if someone needs to get down on the outside of the boat, they can do it. So after about 2 weeks, you do set down on a nice rocky slope. Well, would you try to... There are settlements, basically similar tent cities, none as big as your Kalesh, but still some. Would you want to set down near a city, or would you just try to be isolated?
Is Jin Long with us?
Jinlong is with you. She'll pop out every now and then, but she does always return.
Well then, yeah, we can go to your city because they're not gonna fuck with us with Jin Long here.
I have a feeling they already know about us. I have reason to believe that news travels very fast in this region.
What, as fast as a dragon teleporting?
Yeah, pretty much.
You set down outside of a... it's a very similar city to Yurt Kalesh. The same, except there's no, like, permanent yurts. No perma-yurts. They're all sort of a nomadic tribe centered around...
I don't like perma-yurt.
Like almost like a flat, hardened area with many, maybe 100 tents set up around it, 100 yurts. And they are almost immediately, as soon as you set down, welcoming you, as they can throw out petals in the streets. Beautiful sort of dark purple petals line the roads. As Jean Long walks along it very casually, her bare feet kicking the petals aside, and as they are, the petals are lifted into the wind and carried away in beautiful swirling vortices that rise from the rocky highlands nearby. This is all very mundane and droll to her, and there is, you immediately get an air of fear, that underpins the welcoming air of them, as they are happy to welcome you, but there's a nervousness in the air, each one casting their eyes to Jin Long. And she is completely You don't know if she's oblivious to it or if it doesn't matter to her, but she merely strides forward, stops and goes to a woman that's holding a child, cocks her head slightly, and looks at the child and says, she sort of frowns and says, "He dies by a horse kick in 3 years."
Well, that was a state sentence.
Is that a common cause of death here?
You'd be surprised how often a horse will kick somebody in a society where there are more horses than people.
I was gonna ask, like, when you say like the horses, do you mean like in the Hindu fashion, where like they are revered and
They
just
are-
left to be, or are they trained and
Both.
utilized? Okay.
There are
I guess
massive-
I guess she just slaughtered two earlier.
There
so-
are massive wild herds, but they are
Uh-huh.
from the herds they are taken. However, they don't take. It is considered the average person does not take like the prize stallion from the herds. Those are allowed to go
Okay.
out and breed. The only people that get prize stallions are like the emperor. Jinlong wanted one.
Do they put horses down, or do they let them like die naturally? Or... this is Ito talking to Jinlong. I don't understand this culture.
Jinlong would not have very straightforward answers to that question. She would say,
Yeah, I'm okay. Go for it.
Would, she sort of says,
Hit me with the weird.
If you
Give me your best, Dude Lebowski.
If you value something, you have to be willing to show it mercy. What greater mercy is there than death?
You know, some cultures believe that there's life after death, and I don't know if that would be a mercy at all.
Of course there's life after death. As long as they're properly seen to, they rise to the greatest echelons, join the herd.
What about your non-believers? Do they have a place in your herd?
She sort of says, I've never met a non-believer.
This is very awkward for Ito.
Yeah, you know how I feel.
The horses join the herd. If they're properly seen to, they're given their proper rights.
What if they...
It's a vaulted position. One that such prized animals deserve. But then she sort of motions to the people, this chattel, this chaff, as she's like motioning towards the people, just all the people around her. They are only lucky to serve fleetingly in the horde, in the great herd, to direct the horses in times where they require a rider. And then they are cast off as they should be, to whatever oblivion awaits them.
Boy, I hope it's Oblivion.
I'm more of a Morrowind fan.
She sort of shakes her head and says, "It matters very little to me." You're welcome to the town. Given, like I said, you're immediately led to like a nice bath tent. There's beautiful, it looks like roughly made tubs of wood that have been thrown together. There's hot water in them. You're able to get a bath. Jinglong doesn't really care, but Adelaide's into it. She scrubs underneath every fingernail, every freaking toenail,
I guess she makes you take a bath too.
She shaves her ass hair. You know, just whatever women do in the shower.
Women shave their buttholes in the shower. It's true.
I think so. I think they have to.
Yeah.
You gotta
Don't look at me like that. I've seen you in there.
You gotta bleach and shave your butthole.
Stop talking to Tara like that, Cody.
Yeah. What are you upset about for, Laura? I was talking to the dogs. What?
How
I
much?
heard that what so clearly.
How much do you have to pay to bleach Tara's butthole?
He pays me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's like
man.
it needs to be done.
All right, I gotta be heading out.
All right. They all, you can see. You're given food. You were given drink. You're allowed to stretch your legs, and as you can, as Jinlong walks the streets, people just shy away from her. A reputation, to be sure. Terrified of her in a way, it seems like. And yet she doesn't seem openly antagonistic to them. She is almost like she's walking through a field of grass or a field of wheat, completely oblivious to the people around her. The bath attendants shake their heads, the sponges running over your bodies as they say, You travel with the Great Green Serpent. Does she respect you? Do you carry favor with her?
With Jin Long?
Yes, do you curry favor with her?
I guess you could call it that. Why?
They say, you curry favor with her, you can put in a good word for us. We see the stars falling in the night. We are not very numerous here. If we could avoid the calling, it would be the calling, the sacrifice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The sacrifice.
I mean, you can keep saying that. I still won't know what you're talking about.
Who's going to be sacrificed and to what end?
Yeah.
And what does this have to do with the stars falling?
You do not just looks at you. When the night that the whole riot happens, there are thousands that are killed to become
Why?
riders.
So these people are sacrificed and they join Allah?
They don't know who Uller is.
We are given to the great
Or
herd
the Great Rider? Yeah.
to ride and serve, much as we do in life.
How do they choose to get sacrificed? That sounds pretty barbaric.
She just chooses.
Well, according to Jin Long, everything that she does is for a reason. There's always its fate. So I hate to break it to you, but I actually don't think we can persuade her. I think that whoever she sacrifices is who's meant to be sacrificed. As awful as that sounds. I've tried talking to her for weeks now. She doesn't budge.
She frowns, but well, I understand.
You have as much chance of convincing her as I do.
I understand.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for hearing me out. If I am to be called, perhaps you would be so kind as to show charity to my wife and child.
Is she talking to me or Jin Long?
Jinlong's not there.
Show charity how? I'll do what I can.
I am not wealthy. If there had anything that you could spare.
One second.
But then
Oh,
again,
look.
what are the odds that I get cold?
D&D Beyond has Pride Month things on their logo. How
Oh my god,
nice
it's
of
time to
them.
cancel D&D Beyond.
Yeah,
Along with Bud Light.
that's true. And Target.
Oh yeah.
Colin,
Yeah.
I give him 25 gold.
My god, that's a ton of money.
Yeah.
He takes it and he says, "This is a tremendous gift. You have my
Call-
thanks."
How long will 25 gold last then?
A long time.
Like, that's what I thought.
A long
That's
long,
probably
long
like
time.
5 years.
They're
right
they're
there.
they're for the most part a simple nomadic people. 25 gold lasts them a long time. But he actually says, "I'm just gonna get drunk and do crack, buy some prostitutes, bye."
Alright, that's his choice.
That's fair.
Yo, did you see the
Maybe
trailer?
Jinlong saw that one too.
Did you see the trailer for Crackoon?
No.
It's
sorry,
like the
what?
crappy. It's like, you know how Cocaine Bear came out. They're now coming out with one called Crackcoon. It's a raccoon that ends up on crack. It looks like an asylum film. It's just the dumbest thing ever, but it's fucking hilarious. It's great though. Look it up.
Yeah, but they aren't. That isn't done by
It's not done by Asylum though.
What? Are they gonna make?
2010.
Are they gonna make Oxy Cottonmouth?
Hold on.
That'd be
let's
fucking
see.
sweet.
Copy.
Oh, there's a new one.
Yeah, there's a
That's coming
2023
out. Okay.
version. It's just ridiculous.
It's so dumb.
Alright. We've learned some interesting things today. We've moved some stories forward. We have learned stuff about Henley. We learned some stuff about Jean Long. Indeed, while Jean Long has not been antagonistic towards you, there is more to her than expected.
Yeah, I've learned that Henley talking to Jin Long is the least productive conversation that can happen.
Basically, it's throwing shit against the wall and just nothing sticking, just falling to the ground. And indeed, we'll probably go ahead and end it right here a little bit early, because we really need Tommy here
Yeah.
to decide exactly what's gonna happen going forward. If we're going straight into the heart of the Imperial City, or if we're diverting into the Feywild while that's happening. Technically, either or will work, but